So in class today, what we did is we recorded our heartbeat in 15 minutes and then figured it out in 1 minute. And what we did is we recorded all of these rates. So I'm just going to write some of these down. Let's say we had a 50, 60, 65, 72, 75, 83, 85, and 86. And so again, we had more than this as a class, but we're just going to say that we had these here. So first, and then we started talking about terms that we've used in the past to describe these. The mode. The mode is our number that occurs the most. Our mean is another way of saying the average. Our minimum, lowest number. Median is the middle, and max is the highest. So quartile 1. Quartile 1, think of it like a quarter. It is the middle of the minimum and the median. And like a quarter, it's 25% of the data is less than that. Upper quartile, think 3/4. So that's 75% of the data. And that is in the middle of the top half, so of the median and the max. So if we take a look at this, find our 5-number summary. So I'm going to write these down again. So we had 50, 60, 65, 72, 75, 83, 85, and 86. So we have to find the middle. So what I sometimes do here is, let's see, I cross them off. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So our middle is right in the middle of here. So we have to find the average. So we do 72 plus 75 divided by 2. And so let's see, if we look at that, we got 72 plus 75, so we have 147 divided by 2. So we have 73.5. And then it's the middle of our bottom half. So I'm going to grab a different color here. Middle of the bottom half, boom, 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 boom. So here's our middle. So 60 plus 65 divided by 2. So 125 divided by 2 is 62.5. And then our top half, boom, 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 right in the middle of that, well, that's 84. So if I was to write these down here, we would have a minimum of 50. Quartile 1 is 62.5. Our median is 73.5. Quartile 3 is 84. And our max is 86. So one way to represent graphically is with a box plot. So let's say I start with, start with 40 down here. And we'll count by 5. So this is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So the way that you make this box plot, so our minimum is 50. So above 50, you put a dot for your max and min. So your max is 86, so right here. And then the other 3 are lines. So we have 62.5, 73.5, and 84. And then we connect our boxes. So this is sometimes called a box and whisker plot. Oops, so that should go right up in the middle. So we have our box and our whiskers. And this is a nice way of showing things. So I can see like a lot of data here. It's a little bit higher towards the top because remembering each one of these is 25% of our data. So this middle box, Q1 is 25%, so that middle box is 50%. So let's try a couple. So find the 5-number summary and make a box plot for each. So I know that this is the min and this is the max. And if we go right in the middle, so that's in the middle, so the median, So Q1 and Q3. So if I write these out, min, Q1, median, Q3, and max, we have 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7. And again, that box plot. So this I could easily just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the minimum is a dot, Q1 is a line, median is a line, Q3 is a line, and the max is 7. So this one looks a little bit more symmetrical than our other one did there. And we have our box plot. So if we take a look at this one, so our min and our max, so our median is right in the middle, so that would be 3.5. And then our middle of the bottom half, again, if I started crossing these out, Q1, middle of the top half, we have Q3. So we have our min, Q1, median, Q3, and our max. So we have 1, 2, 3.5, 5, and 6. So I could draw that same one, and I could draw it right below this. So I have our minimum, Q1 with a line, 3.5, 5, and 6. And we have our box plot. So let's take a look at this last one. It only has a set of 4. So we have our minimum and our maximum. So min, Q1, medium, Q3, and our max. So 1 and 4, our median right in the middle. So what's in the middle of 1 and 3 is 2. And then our middle of the top and bottom. So if we look at that, the middle's right in the middle, so that's going to be 1. Whoops, I wrote that in the wrong spot. And then our middle of this top half right in the middle would be 3.5. So this one, you're like, well, what's going on in this? Because we have some of these values repeat. So our box plot, we got our dot, but we also have our line right there. 2, 3.5, and 4. So we can still see that dot right on quartile 1. So if we were to estimate the 5-number summary, so we have to estimate our minimum, Q1, our median, Q3, and our max. So if we start taking a look at this here, what do you think right down here? Well, that's maybe, I would say 30. Q1, a little over 50, maybe 52. Our median here, 80, maybe 78. Q3, a little over 100, so maybe 102. And our max, maybe 125. So you could just estimate those. All right. So estimate the 5-number summary using the box plot. So again, we have to do our min, Q1, our median, Q3, and our max. And again, you could look at this, so I might say 1.5 is the max, or 4 is the max. The median, if I was to draw this line, around 3, Q1, maybe that's 2.35, somewhere in there. And Q3, 3.5. Whoops, I put it in the wrong spot again. So 2.35 and 3.5. So now let's answer some questions. Suppose there are 20 students in the class. How many scores would you expect to find matching each description above the median? The median is that middle. So that's our middle 50%. So you'd expect 50% above that. So that would be 10. Below the first quartile. So first quartile is 25%. So that's looking at, how many students are down below this. So 0.25 times 20 is 4. Between the first and third, so remember that if this is 25 and up here is 75, we would expect 50% between those two, so that would be 10 students. And above the third quartile, if that's above it, if 75%, how much is left is 25%. which we found below 25, above here, 25% is 4 students. So your assignment today will be on Delta Math.